What's good everyone, it's Steve from SnkrTechTalk, back with another video today. For today's video, we will be taking a look at the Nike Air 180 in this Bluebird colorway, back for the first time since 1991. Alright, so before we take a look at the shoes, I do really quickly want to take a look at the box. Now the box is inspired by the original box. It says 180 on the top going down to the side with Air. There is some writing right here that does say Nike sports shoes are manufactured to the exact specifications of champion athletes throughout the world. And it is kind of that silver box. You have that orange and white Nike Air logo. And the size tag does read Nike Air 180 in white and medium blue. And I did get these in a US size 11. And these do retail for $190 here in Canada, $150 in the US. So without further ado, let's take a look at the shoes. All right, so these are back for the first time since 1991. Now last year we did get the Ultramarine, which is my favorite colorway of all time. I've worn these a couple times. I did double up on these guys right here, and I also doubled up on the Concord colorway right here that Michael Jordan did don in an ad, I believe, or a photo online that is of him kind of jumping throughout the air. He was wearing this Concord pair right here with the gold, purple, and black hits throughout. Two mega classics. I love both of those shoes, and I'm really stoked that the brand decided to bring back this colorway right here. So I'm going to get a ton of use out of these here in the summer here in 2025. But as far as the overall shoe and details go, at the bottom of the shoe you do have this Nike kind of writing right here. On the side you do have that blue swoosh. Same with the back of the shoe. You have an embroidered Nike Air logo with the 180 right here. On the tongue it does say 180 Air here in that kind of turquoise hit right here. On the medial side you have the swoosh again, and then on the inside of the shoe it does say Nike International with that globe logo right here. So that's pretty much all the details running throughout the shoe. But without further ado, I do want to go through the outsole of the shoe. In the forefoot you do have some blue, some black, some turquoise or teal hits with this clear 180 airbag. The forefoot is that waffle inspired outsole right here, as you can see. Moving away from that, as far as the cushioning goes, you do have a polyurethane midsole right here that is pretty firm to the touch. And then you have that oversized 180 airbag, which the brand did fix on making it bigger compared to the older retros. And then I remember the originals had an encapsulated airbag in the forefoot. I don't know if these retros have them. I would assume that they do because they did put them in the Air Max 90s with that Recraft pair from 1990. So I'm hoping they're in this shoe right here, but the OGs definitely had air cushioning up front as well. As far as the materials go on these guys right here, really nothing special, more or less exactly what you'd be getting back in 1991 when the shoe originally released, with this kind of like nubuck or felt material at the back. Same here on the toe right here and up the eye stay. You do have some really breathable mesh on the side panels on both sides of the shoe. And then the toe, kind of this shiny material right here and at the back, is kind of like a nylon material, more or less exactly what you were getting back in 1991. And then on the tongue, you do have kind of this spandex tongue. I do find it's a little bit short compared to some photos from 1991. I know the old retros, the tongue was like way up here. It was like a shin guard. These guys are a little bit lower, but as far as the materials go, I do enjoy them. They're lightweight, they're breathable, and they break in rather quickly. Now, as far as the fit goes for these guys right here, I'm typically a size 11 in all of my Nike Air Max shoes. I know not everyone likes to call these Air Maxes as they're kind of labeled Air 180s, but I go with a size 11 in all my runners, and I do that here in the Air 180s. All of my other pairs are a size 11, and they do fit very snug in the toe box, so my toes seated right about here at the end of the shoe. And keep in mind the shoe is a bit more of a narrow shoe, so if you are a wide footer, I would probably go up half a size, or just to try and find these in store so you can actually try these on. But for me, it is a very comfortable shoe. I really like this neoprene tongue and all of the padding at the back of the shoe, because there is a ton of padding at the back of this retro and the previous ones from last year. I also picked up the Dusty Cactus one as well, like on 50% off. So in my opinion, the brand has done a fantastic job of bringing this retro back to life. I would love to see the Air 180 basketball shoes come back as well, with the bigger air bubble that this retro did receive here. Now, as far as the support goes within this model, at the back of the shoe, you do have an internal TPU heel counter and an external plate right here, as you can see, to lock your foot in at the back of the shoe. As back in 1991, this shoe was designed as a runner, so you needed to have very good support. Also, this air window right here does have a plastic material over top of the airbag to help protect it, and I do believe that is an OG feature back for the first time since 1991. Moving your way down from that, you have this lightweight and breathable material, and you have a pretty wide and stable base. So back in 91, this is one of the best running shoes on the market, especially with that air cushioning system underfoot. The brand did a great job of marketing this shoe. Again, my favorite color is that ultramarine colorway. I think those are fantastic, but these are really nice as well. Now, some people might be asking, how did I acquire these early? Now, online, at least in Europe and in Canada, these are being set to release on May 12th here in 2025 for a retail price point of $150 USD, $190 here in Canada. Now, my local shop, Momentum Clothing here in Calgary, Alberta, did release them a couple days ago, so I rushed over and I really wanted to pick these up because this is a colorway I've been waiting for a very long time, and they just so happened to release them early, so I was very much happy to pick these up at the retail price point. But if you're over in Europe or you just want to order them online off Nike sneakers, they will be releasing on May 12th, so keep it locked to nike.ca and or the sneakers app here in Canada for a release in about a week. Now, just some really quick history on this shoe. The designer of this shoe was Tinker Hatfield. So he did design these. He did a ton of shoes that year. You know, the Air Jordan 6, the Nike Huaraches came out in 91/92. He did the Nike Air Max 90s the year previous, and these in 1991 as well. And in my opinion, they do take some inspiration from the Huaraches, especially with this inner booty right here, this kind of neoprene tongue. It's super comfortable on your foot, and it just offers a very snug and secure one-to-one fit on this model. But Tinker did design these. He was a busy man, basically from 1988 all the way up until like 92, 93 with all of the models he was designing for Air Jordan and a lot of the running shoes from back in the day. But that's going to do it for today's review on the Nike Air 180 in this Bluebird colorway. A gorgeous colorway, like I said, back for the first time since 1991. I do want to give some kudos to Nike and Prestology over on Instagram. He has done a great job of bringing this project to life and just really hitting on all cylinders as far as the colorways that they have released that were the OGs. I know there's been a ton of colorways that aren't OGs, but that's typically what the brand does when they bring a shoe back. Even if they're selling them for like 50 or 60% off, they're making a ton of money on these models. But I'm very much happy to pick up this pair right here, the Concord Purple and the Ultramarine. Those are all classics in my opinion. But as always, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that would definitely help the channel out a ton. And check out my Instagram over at SnkrTechTalk, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. As always, stick around for the end of the video, as there will be an on-foot portion of me having this shoe on foot. But as always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.
With the stars, I'm in sync with the earth. 10 toes deep, flower child from the turf. I never switch sides, like even when I die, I'm a ride for the squad. Let her ties in the hearse. I've been on a vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. Then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I'm never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, do that ass survive, doing 80 to the house. Then I hit him to the sky, change haters on a tirade. Talking to the grip in the face, be still, let that hate stuff fade. We all want the same, we all want a meal in the safe. I wanna live like I'm trying to reach enlightenment. Trail spill from my lips, feel big from the bip. Take a sip till I pass out. Try and get grit, but it don't make sense. Cause you can lose life on this fast route. Yeah, turn thoughts to a